Hi, welcome to the Sacred Tarot Garden. I know it doesn't look much like a garden, but I do have some plants. They're kind of on this side of the camera, but whatever. Just use your imagination. So today I'm going to do something fun. I'm not going to do a specific reading for a specific sign. I'm just going to ask a very particular question, and that question is, what action do you, the viewer, need to take in order to get your love life moving? So this is specifically for people who maybe just feel stuck, feel stagnant, feel like nothing's happening, or maybe you've been single for a while, or whatever. So I'm just gonna ask the question and see what kind of answer I get. So thank you, Spirit. What would you like to share with the viewer? How could they get their love life moving? Even if you're in a relationship, maybe you are in a relationship and there's just like not a whole lot going on, or you're not seeing each other that often, or you just don't really know what direction it's going in. So let's just ask what you can do to get unstuck. I will show it to you, but that sucks. What can the viewer do to get unstuck in their current love situation? And these are the love oracle cards I'm using right here, by the way. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is a pretty, these cards are not nice. They're not polite. Okay, so don't shoot the messenger, but the first card that came out is death. It doesn't mean actual death, it just means an ending. So it says the relationship is over, no second chances, growth and transform. What is dead is dead. So there might be somebody who is watching that is or was in a relationship that just wasn't getting anywhere, wasn't growing, wasn't evolving, no commitment, something. For someone, maybe for several someones, whatever situation you were dealing with, it's over. Just accept that it's over. God, that's harsh. It sounds really harsh, but I know it's easier said than done. And then the second card that came out was ship. So another card of moving on. It says moving on, cutting ties, progression, and arriving. So basically, out with the old to make space for the new. That's basically the advice. And then the third card that we got was the butterfly. So that's about transformation, evolving and growth, next phase, healing inner child, releasing the past. So yeah, if you had something in your mind, or obviously you did, or someone in your mind, when I asked that question, what can you do to get unstuck? Whoever you thought of, whatever you thought of, it looks like the advice is to potentially move on and make room for something that's going to, serve your needs a little bit better, because whatever this is, whatever this was, in order for you to get unstuck, in order for you to move into a better space, in order for you to evolve, you need to let that go. Okay. Let's get some oracle messages from the Enchanted Forrest oracle. Maybe they'll be nicer. That was very blunt. Death. Let it go. It's dead. It's over. What's dead is dead. What advice what's the highest advice you can give, please? Okay. Highest advice for our viewers, please, in regards to their love life. Highest advice. And I'm not saying that everybody's in a situation that's not worth saving. I'm just saying that's the message that came through. So if it's not your message, you should know. You should get a feeling. If it's your message, you'll know. Anything else you'd like to share with our viewers about their current situation? Ooh. Okay, so I have a few messages from the Forest oracles. First one is sword. So that says harness your inner strength and courage to overcome challenges. Okay, so you may need some inner strength to overcome this challenge, this emotional upheaval that you might be going through. Owl. So trust your inner wisdom and intuition. Your gut knows. It always knows. Fox. Embrace the necessity to adapt and thrive through change. See, this is all about, everything's coming out is about change, is about moving on, is about progression, and this is how you progress. I did ask about how to move forward, and this is how you move forward. Embrace your unique gifts and talents. Okay, so maybe in a time of upheaval, you can comfort yourself with like hobbies or things that give you life, things that you're passionate about, and just focus more on your goals and what makes you happy, and maybe take some of the energy back from that relationship that you were putting so much into and refocus it on yourself. I know everybody says that, and I know it sounds cliche, but it's really true. Okay. All right. I'm going to use the Phantomwise Tarot deck and get some messages there. See if like the same sort of thing comes out. Let's just see. Thank you, Spirit. How can our viewer become unstuck in their current romantic situation? What would you advise? Seven of Cups. So yes, the Seven of Cups can be about indecision, and you probably are indecisive if you're watching this video. It can also be about being disillusioned. So maybe one thing that you need to do to become unstuck is look at the situation with more clarity. Maybe look at it with your head instead of your heart. Because, you know, it's cups. So cups is emotions, cups is feelings. And maybe you just aren't seeing something clearly. How can our viewer become unstuck in their love life? Ooh. King of Wands. So the King of Wands, it could be that the person that you're dealing with is an Aries, Leo, or Sag. It could be that you are one of those. But that is a person that is passionate. That is a person that really knows what it is they want. So you need to figure out what is going to make you, or what is going to stoke your fire. What are you passionate about? And move toward that. Maybe it's not this person. And then there's Two of Swords that also came out at the same time. So that could be you trying to make a decision. So and the decision does need to be made in order for you to move forward. How can our viewer move forward in their current love situation? How can they move forward and become unstuck? How can our viewer move forward? The Star. So that's hope and healing. So that's telling me that don't lose hope. Don't feel like just because you're having some difficulty, just because you're having doubts, just because maybe what you were currently in, the situation you were currently in, is not working out. And you do need to make a decision, but just have hope and know that once that decision's made, you are moving towards something better. Just keep that feeling of hope and love in your heart, and it won't steer you wrong. Okay, I like how the light just changed. It got all dark here. Any other advice you'd like to give in regards to this current love situation? What actions can the viewer take? Okay, so Ace of Swords. So remember earlier when I said we need clarity. We need clarity because this is you right now. You are befuddled. You are trying to decide what I need to do, what choices to be made in my current situation, in my current relationship. Or maybe you're not in a relationship, but some decisions have to be made here, and what is needed is clarity. It's clear thinking that will lead you to the success that the Ace of Swords promises. Okay. Okay. Now earlier I said this King of Wands could be you, but it might not be you. It might be, here's the Four of Cups that came out with it. So this might be the person that is letting you down, that is disappointing you. This person is not satisfied. They are not happy. If you're watching this video, you're probably not satisfied because you were drawn to it for a reason. And you're like, what do I need to do to fix this situation? And this person in this card is very much stuck and unhappy and in need of a change. So a change in perspective, a change in how you think, maybe moving away from more emotion into using your logic might help you to see it better. Okay, so with the Two of Swords, what came out was the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is about movement, it's about progress, it's about something is happening, so something's coming towards you. So remember when I said don't lose hope. Don't lose hope because things are happening, things are changing. You have to make a decision to change them, and one of the decisions you have to make might be that you need to walk away from a person, from someone that is disappointing you, from someone that is hurting you, or from someone who just isn't aligned with you. It might be that simple. That is usually the problem. They maybe aren't able to give you what you need. They're not on your level. Okay. Oh, and then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So that came out with the Star. Okay. So like I said, keep hope alive. Keep focusing on yourself and your healing and your journey. And then you're going to end up here in the Nine of Pentacles, which is a single energy, but it's also an energy of being satisfied, being happy, having what you need, enjoying the finer things in life. So yeah, that energy, or that focus on yourself, in your own growth and your own healing, it might be painful at first, but ultimately you're going to end up in a place that is better for you. It's definitely going to be a place that's better than where you are right now, where you're so unsure, and you're unsatisfied with what's happening right now. So good luck. If any of that resonated for you, then consider giving me a like or a follow. And if it didn't, well, maybe the next message will be for you.